Imagine meeting the love of your life on an app.
Fernando?
Camilla?
Now imagine
Excuse me, miss, I'm looking for Dr. Fernando Castell.
that this man
He's there.
In a world dominated by social media, the line between reality and deception has never been thinner. Fake Profile delves into the dark corridors of online identity, exploring how a simple click, a shared photo, or a fabricated profile can unravel lives in ways people never anticipate. The story begins with a seemingly harmless interaction, an innocent like and a friend request. But what starts as digital curiosity slowly morphs into an intricate web of lies, secrets, and hidden intentions, showing the fragility of trust in the digital age. Every character in the movie is a mirror reflecting parts of ourselves that we often hide behind screens, reminding us that what we see online may never be the truth. At the heart of the story is a young woman navigating the complexities of modern life. Intelligent, independent, and cautious, she represents a generation that has grown up with the internet as both a companion and a threat. Her interactions with an enigmatic figure online introduce suspense that grips from the very first scene. The tension arises not just from fear of exposure, but from the psychological impact of constant surveillance, digital manipulation, and the uncanny ability of strangers to infiltrate private spaces. Every message ping, every comment, and every online interaction carries the potential to change her reality. The filmmakers masterfully use close-ups, muted tones, and flickering screens to visually represent the anxiety and paranoia that comes from knowing someone may be watching your every move. The antagonist, a faceless but calculating presence, embodies the dangers of anonymity. Unlike traditional villains, this character's power lies in invisibility and cunning rather than brute force. The narrative reveals how digital personas can manipulate emotions, extract personal information, and exploit weaknesses without ever stepping into the physical world. Through a series of calculated moves, the antagonist orchestrates events that slowly erode the protagonist's sense of safety. The psychological tension is palpable, as the audience is forced to question not only the identity of the villain, but also the reliability of their own perceptions. By showing how easily trust can be weaponized, Fake Profile delivers a chilling message about vulnerability in the age of technology. Supporting characters further enrich the narrative, each representing different facets of online engagement. Friends, coworkers, and even strangers act as mirrors, foils, and catalysts for the protagonist's journey. Some embody caution and skepticism, warning against digital exposure, while others personify naivety and overconfidence, illustrating how easily individuals can fall prey to manipulation. Their interactions create layers of social commentary, highlighting how social validation, desire for connection, and fear of isolation drive behavior in a virtual world. The film doesn't shy away from showing the moral ambiguity that comes with online interactions, making it clear that good intentions can have unintended consequences when filtered through a digital lens. As the plot unfolds, tension escalates through a series of twists and revelations. Each encounter reveals new layers of deception, forcing the protagonist to confront uncomfortable truths about herself and the people around her. The pacing is deliberate, building suspense without relying on cheap shocks or excessive action. Instead, it thrives on emotional resonance, psychological depth, and the looming threat of exposure. By focusing on the subtle, almost imperceptible ways that trust can be undermined, the film keeps viewers on edge, creating a sense of empathy for the protagonist while also invoking fear of the unknown lurking behind every screen. The cinematography amplifies the thematic core of the film, using lighting, framing, and color to reflect the dichotomy between online facades and offline realities. Bright, sterile environments juxtapose with shadowed, intimate spaces to visually depict the contrast between the public persona and private self. Screen reflections, notifications, and digital overlays are cleverly integrated into the narrative to immerse viewers in the protagonist's digital experiences. The sound design complements this, with subtle clicks, pings, and background hums, serving as constant reminders of the omnipresence of technology. Together, these elements create a sensory experience that mirrors the anxiety of living in a world where identity can be fabricated, monitored, and manipulated with frightening ease. The film's themes extend beyond suspense, delving into psychological and social commentary. It asks pressing questions about identity, trust, and authenticity in an era dominated by digital communication. How much of what we see online reflects reality? How do we protect ourselves from deception when the tools of manipulation are as accessible as a smartphone? Fake Profile doesn't offer easy answers, but instead presents a compelling exploration of modern vulnerability. The story forces viewers to confront their own online behavior, their dependence on validation, and the sometimes blurred boundaries between personal and public life. In doing so, it resonates with anyone who has ever questioned the authenticity of the world presented on a screen. Character development is another strength, with a focus on emotional depth and transformation. The protagonist evolves from cautious optimism to wary resilience, learning to navigate deception while maintaining agency over her own life. Moments of introspection, doubt, and self-discovery are interwoven seamlessly with suspenseful plot developments, creating a narrative that is as emotionally engaging as it is thrilling. The supporting cast also undergoes subtle shifts, with relationships strained and tested by the unfolding drama, illustrating how interconnected lives are affected by actions in virtual spaces. These nuanced portrayals deepen the audience's investment, making every revelation and decision carry weight and consequence. The film also examines the broader societal implications of online deception. It highlights how technology, while offering unprecedented connectivity, can also isolate, manipulate, and endanger. Fake profiles, catfishing, and digital surveillance are not just plot devices, but reflections of real-world phenomena. By dramatizing these issues, the story encourages reflection on digital ethics, personal responsibility, and the importance of skepticism in navigating online environments. It also emphasizes resilience, showing that awareness, critical thinking, and courage are essential tools in protecting oneself against exploitation. The tension between vulnerability and empowerment becomes a central motif, underpinning both the narrative and its emotional impact. The narrative structure is meticulously crafted, balancing suspense, emotional arcs, and gradual revelation. Each scene builds upon the previous one, creating a sense of inevitability that heightens tension. Flashbacks, online interactions, and subtle foreshadowing are used strategically to maintain engagement and create a cohesive, layered story. The film avoids predictable clichés, instead opting for psychological complexity, moral ambiguity, and authentic emotional stakes. As a result, viewers are not merely passive observers, but active participants, constantly questioning motives, discerning truth from deception, and experiencing the stakes alongside the characters. Symbolism and thematic motifs recur throughout the movie, adding depth and nuance. Mirrors, screens, and digital interfaces serve as metaphors for perception, identity, and deception. The constant interplay between light and shadow reflects the tension between transparency and concealment, honesty and manipulation. Even seemingly mundane objects or interactions acquire layered meaning as the story progresses, emphasizing that every detail matters in a world where appearances can be misleading. This attention to symbolic detail elevates the narrative, turning a suspenseful thriller into a thought-provoking meditation on the human condition in a digital era. The emotional impact of Fake Profile is heightened by its focus on relatability and authenticity. The characters' experiences mirror the anxieties, fears, and desires of a digitally connected generation. The protagonist's struggles resonate with anyone who has faced betrayal, miscommunication, or misunderstanding in an online context. Her triumphs and setbacks are not just plot points, but reflections of broader societal concerns about identity, trust, and personal agency. The film's ability to elicit empathy, fear, and reflection simultaneously is a testament to its narrative sophistication and emotional resonance. Conflict is depicted on multiple levels, both internal and external. Internally, the protagonist wrestles with doubt, fear, and moral ambiguity, while externally, she faces threats from the antagonist, social pressures, and the unpredictable consequences of digital exposure. This multi-layered conflict structure creates a narrative that is both intellectually engaging and emotionally compelling. It highlights the complexity of navigating human relationships in an era where virtual interactions carry as much weight as real-world encounters, and where the consequences of deception can be both subtle and devastating. The pacing of the movie is deliberately measured, allowing tension to build organically. Moments of quiet introspection alternate with intense sequences of suspense, creating a rhythm that mirrors the ebb and flow of anxiety in real life. The audience experiences anticipation, dread, and relief in tandem with the protagonist, deepening immersion and emotional investment. By balancing action with reflection, the film avoids the trap of melodrama, delivering suspense that feels earned and emotionally grounded rather than manufactured for shock value. Cinematic techniques are used to amplify psychological tension and reinforce themes. Close-ups capture microexpressions, body language, and subtle reactions, while wider shots situate characters in environments that reflect their emotional states. Editing choices, such as quick cuts between online interactions and real-world consequences, highlight the interplay between perception and reality. Sound design, lighting, and color grading are all employed to reinforce mood, atmosphere, and thematic resonance. Together, these elements create a cohesive audiovisual experience that immerses viewers in the psychological and emotional landscape of the narrative. Ultimately, Fake Profile is more than a suspense thriller. It is a commentary on the human condition in the age of digital connectivity. It examines how technology can both connect and isolate, empower and endanger, reveal and conceal. The story encourages vigilance, empathy, and self-reflection, urging viewers to consider not only the motives of others, but also the implications of their own online behavior. Its emotional depth, psychological complexity, and thematic richness make it a film that lingers long after the credits roll, prompting questions about identity, trust, and authenticity that resonate beyond the screen. The climax delivers a satisfying resolution that is both tense and thought-provoking. The protagonist confronts deception head-on, navigating the consequences of trust, betrayal, and revelation. The resolution emphasizes empowerment, awareness, and the ability to reclaim agency, even in situations of manipulation and uncertainty. It is a conclusion that balances narrative closure with thematic resonance, ensuring that the story's impact endures. By demonstrating resilience and insight, the ending underscores the film's central message that awareness, critical thinking, and courage are essential in navigating a world where appearances can be deceiving. Throughout its runtime, Fake Profile maintains a delicate balance between suspense, emotional engagement, and social commentary. The film's attention to detail, character development, and thematic depth ensures that it is not merely entertaining, but also intellectually and emotionally stimulating. It serves as a reminder that in an era of constant digital interaction, the boundaries between reality and deception are porous, and the stakes of online engagement are real. Every choice, interaction, and revelation carries weight, emphasizing the importance of awareness, resilience, and authenticity in navigating the complexities of the modern digital landscape. By the conclusion, audiences are left reflecting on their own relationship with technology, trust, and human connection. The film's narrative is a cautionary tale, but also a call to awareness and empowerment. It challenges viewers to scrutinize their assumptions, question online personas, and recognize the fragility of trust in virtual spaces. Yet it also offers hope, demonstrating that with insight, courage, and vigilance, individuals can navigate deception and reclaim control over their digital and emotional lives. Fake Profile ultimately succeeds because it is both timely and timeless. It addresses contemporary concerns about social media, anonymity, and digital manipulation, while exploring universal themes of trust, identity, and human resilience. Its carefully crafted narrative, emotional depth, and visual sophistication create a cinematic experience that is immersive, thought-provoking, and emotionally resonant. The film serves as a stark reminder of the power of technology to shape lives, for better or worse, and the enduring human capacity for discernment, courage, and self-preservation.